Excuse me, young people, maybe you can help me out here. Where Brooklyn at? Actually, sir, it's right over there. Huh? Oh, yes, I see. Right over there. Thank you. Brooklyn, released in 1915 and is directed by Joan Crowley, as I am joined by one of my cats today, Victor. How are you? How are you, sir? He's doing fine. And Crowley has directed such films like Intermission, OIA, Is Anybody There, and Closed Circuit. And this film is starring Saoirse Ronan, Unrai Cohen, and Domhnall Gleeson. That damn Domhnall Gleeson ruins everything. The year's 1951, and Ailish Lacey is a young woman who is off on her way to New York City, America, because she feels directionless in her homeland of Ireland. And at first, Ailish is very, very homesick and can't find her own way here in America, but then picks up a nice interest with a nice little boy around the corner named by Tony. And as their relationship grows, one of her family members back in Ireland unfortunately passes away. So now Ailish is called back to Ireland to settle the estate, and while back in Ireland, she feels compelled to stay, even though she's fallen in love with Tony over in New York. And I'm not sure if I want to keep this Irish accent going the entire time. I'm gonna try to do it, and I'm sure it's just gonna fall out the further this review goes. But this is a classic tale of will she, won't she, who she's gonna pick type romantic. I guess it's not a rom-com, this is straight up dramatic romance chick flick stuff that you're thinking about. And in the opening 5-10 minutes, I'm getting the sense that it's going down that road. So I'm really not enjoying my time in the first 10 minutes because I feel like this is just going to be all formulaic and I'm not going to care about anyone. Little did I know that the farther the movie went along, the more I cared about this character Ailish. She is lovely. There's not a bad bone in her body. She's that kind of nice soul that you just see walking down the street and you want to walk up to her and give her a hug, of course with her consent. Of course. But at first she just seems like a sad little puppy that you just want to coddle and to take care of, but then you realize like, no, she's her own independent woman, and she's strong-willed and damn smart too. The character is just someone that you just love to love. And in turn, because she is in the entire movie, you end up loving this film. Because this film is almost 100% universal. There are so many universal themes in here. The universal theme of leaving your home where you grew up and going off and adventuring into a brand new world to better yourself, to make a career for yourself, to go find someone to marry and start a family with. I don't think there's any more universal concept than that because almost everyone on the planet, regardless of your culture, where you live, goes through something like that, where after you become a certain age, you branch out and you go make a life for yourself and not relying on your parents. Of course, there are always some exceptions to that rule, and some kids stay with their parents until they're 40. I've known a couple of those people. But this film does a great job of showing just how scary that is, and how exciting and how adventurous it is, and how liberating it could feel. But also how constraining it could feel as well. Because at first, Ailish is only doing this just to find technically a full-time job, and she wants to be a part of a bigger picture of a bigger city where you could walk around the corner and you're not going to know every single person walking down the street as she would back in Ireland. Back in her small little village, if someone did something, gossip and rumors would spread, and by the time noon tea came around, everyone would know what happened. So again, it's nice to go to some place where you don't know anyone, you don't know anything, and it's freeing, it's liberating, it's also very scary. But then there's also the universal theme of going back to your roots and going back to your parents' house for, say, a visit or maybe a family member died. And while you're there, you start reminiscing in your head of all of the great times that you failed to see, at least a little bit, back when you were living there. Because we see that when Ailish goes back and she's chatting it up with Domhnall Gleeson, who just ruins everything, even though he's a great guy. But she goes to the beach, she goes to the market, and she realizes just how quiet and how peaceful and how beautiful everything is, as opposed to all the hustle and bustle over there in Brooklyn, New York. And then she's torn because she kind of likes the hustle and bustle, but she also likes the peace and happiness and family togetherness that she felt over in Ireland. It's a big tug of war is what this movie is. And I think the most frustrating thing about the entire thing is that both sides are actually really good. There's very few, like, terrible people on either side that will make you go, don't go that way, go the other way. Wow, I just went into Cockney accent. Back to Irish. back to Irish. Okay, I got it now. How many more times is that going to happen in this review? Or am I just being annoying? I feel like I'm talking really high up here, like my pitch is really high up here. I kind of slipped back into Cockney there for a second, but alright, let's keep this Irish accent thing going. Also let me know in the comments if it's a pretty good Irish accent. I know it's not 100% perfect, but I feel like it suffices. Like I was saying, really she's torn between two different cultures, two different places, and really two different people. We have Tony from Brooklyn, he's really a simpleton. He's a plumber. He doesn't really know much, and he does still live with his family and his three brothers, I guess. But he's a really sweet, nice guy who really cares about Ailish. Doesn't treat her bad, doesn't talk down to her, just really loves her for who she is. But then when she goes back to Ireland, because of whatever the reason is, I'm not going to spoil it here, everyone starts pushing her to start looking at this Dumhard Gleeson guy. I don't even know his name, and I don't care to look it up. And you're like, God, I hate you because you're trying to pull Ailish away from Tony, who's a sweet guy, but you're really nice too. And I think that's worse. It is always worse when you see a character, or if you see someone in real life who is being pulled between two different people and she ends up choosing the asshole over the really nice guy. Because then it's black and white to you, the observer, saying, don't go with that guy, he's an arsehole. But here it's different because both men are so freaking lovable and likable, and they're both so freaking nice, there's not a bad bone in their body either. So you're like, well, I want you to end up with so-and-so, but you'll be fine with him too, god damn it. Cockney again. This film is really well written, and these characters are so in-depth and well written as well that you're just intrigued by the entire thing, and it's such a simple concept. Person goes overseas to better themselves and ends up bettering themselves, but then is called back to their natural heritage, and now she's being pulled back there, and now she has to decide. Pretty damn simple, and yet it's a very fucking intriguing movie that is supported with wonderful costume design. Suits, the dresses that Ailish wears are all damn stunning, and very so of the time. Oh, back when swimsuits were modest. This movie pleasantly surprised me. It was nominated for Best Picture, and watching it, yes, you can definitely tell this is Oscar bait. This is, hey, we're doing this for the Oscar type thing. But after watching the movie all the way through, you realize this is a pretty damn good story that is very intriguing, and yeah, it deserves to be nominated for Best Picture. Deserved to win? No, there were definitely better candidates for that year, but you know what? The recognition, this film deserved it. I'm gonna give Brooklyn 4.5 out of 5 Blu-rays.
It's good. It's good. It's good.
Alright everyone, now comes my favorite part of my videos where I randomly select which movie I'm gonna be watching next, so let's take a look. X-Men Days of Future Past. The accent is gone, I don't care. I freaking love this movie. Probably one of the best X-Men movies out there. You know what? I need to do a ranking of all of the Fox, X-Men, Marvel Universe films, because I would assume that this would be near the top. I remember watching this with my wife when it came out that opening weekend and leaving the theater and both of us going, that was awesome. Because you take the original X-Men cast and you put it with the new upcoming cast that only had one movie under their belt with First Class, and you meld them together. Really never been done before. This was, I think it was 2014, so this was 4 years ahead of Avengers Infinity War, where you took almost all of the Marvel characters and put them into one film, so X-Men, they did it first. I need to stop talking about it because I don't want to ruin everything that I'm going to be talking about next time. If any of you have recommendations of films that you want me to review on here, you can leave a recommendation below this video, or go to my Facebook page, my Instagram, or my Twitter, leave your recommendation there, and if I have access to it, I will watch, review it, and give you a shout on the channel. And if you want me to do your recommendation as quickly as I possibly can and bypass the whole random generator that I have here, you can make a PayPal donation on the main page of my YouTube channel. Any size donation will do, just attach your movie with the donation, and if I have access to it, I will watch it and publish my review of it as quickly as I possibly can. So guys, if you've seen Brooklyn, what did you think about it? Or even better yet, what did you think of my Irish accent? Was it believable? Did it hold true? I know there were a couple of times in there where it broke up into Cockney or British or whatever, but whatever you thought, comment below, let me know what you thought about it. And as always, if you like what you see here, if you like my take on movies, then hit the subscribe button and make sure you hit that bell so you'll know the next time I release my next movie review. So guys, I will see you next time with my review of X-Men Days of Future Past. So in the meantime, be well, be good to each other, and go watch a movie. Take care, guys.